healthy. And okay, I will be continue to talk about about the health and how we are controlling on the health issues. Okay, let's continue. As I was talking about how much eating is affect of the humans, the health promotion. So eating well is very important, of course. That means that eating to every day we have a control of the earth, what kind of we eat. If it have any chemical contamination, any poisons, we are have to be stipulated to make always choices, eating the best food and the best crew up. We know it there is standards and there is different brands which are know it that we have a control over our foods, what we are getting inside our bodies and how we are, because everything we are existing those are building blocks are created by what we are intake of the or oral intake insemination. Then one of the important factor, of course, will be drinking, how the weather, what we eat, how good is it, all the poisons, contamination, and of course some bacteria, and of course it's differ a lot in the different countries, different places, occasion, how the weather is, how good the weather is to human health. And of course there is a lot, example, any sea weather where it's a lot, it is south of course, and there is a lot of different things. So the best weather of course is always the weather with a lot poorer weather and not much, perhaps some good minerals and anything, but that means that there's some soil weather are the best, or some found weather which are always mineral weather, having the best control of eating. So the 99% of the whole weather in the earth cover the sea weather which are unsuitable of the human drinkable, and that will be mean that we are not going to eat it, drink about it. So the next question is of course is what we are breathing. We are breathing air, but again it's different. We into some industrialized nation and the air is very full with all kind of the pollution from the car and the industrialization. That means that we are always getting a lot of different poisons in the air, like monoxide, and but the most undermost also the small particles, water burning results, any kind of industrialization. And we are always getting any kind of the organic waste full with our lungs, and of course these are problems. Some things like in the use an example in the some of the chemicals poisons in our lungs can because of cancers, like a tobacco smoke. When we are some people who are a smoker are risking themselves a lot of different the lungs. Other things is when we are example having the asbestos doing working, it can cause to the cancer of mesothelioma and this kind of things, that there is all those particles of fibers which can fulfill, or we have a very importance of the health promote how clear the air is and how it is fresh air is important thing factor. The next thing is how we people have in the skin and get into air, how much into our skin are also the chemicals. If we are using example different the body the solvents with the keeping creams and other things, these are always of course cleaning aging or skin, but also some other dress. It's always good to have vitamins supplement even by the even skin through and the weather of course. The problem is that brighter skin will also have a risk a lot, except the sun exposing is one of the factor. When the sun exposing, we are exposing of course all those ultraviolet light, UVA and UVB lights are causing of course they are some call have an exposure radiation ability to ionize of the human skin. It doesn't mean DNA damage can cause too much of the exposure. Human have always ability to have some extent to somehow control of this exposure of this radiation, but when we are getting in the highway, their exposure it's of course might be risking of the skin cancer and other things. So we have to be careful of course. This and then the next thing is of course when humans are still they going to be know it or they're resting the everyday action there. If the human uses too much energy every time and they don't rest enough, they're of course risking the heart much more useful substance stress or to the spare of the whole world. We are humans going to rest is the important thing. We are needed to some amount of rest by the individual, but some standard is usually 6 to 8 hours sleep to the normal health adults and the warriors between age and the different peoples. But this is what the amount of the usually are given of the human realm of stress. Humans should be always of course sleep when they are feeling sleepy, and that's maybe what with the health itself that to sustain and control the best possible health and sleeping enough that the human body can get and help us, and of this important factor. We'll be come back to next.